All right, the double knee touch. This is a great mobility tool for hip, knee, ankle health and function, but it can be pretty difficult. It can be strenuous, but I think everyone deserves to play around with any given mobility tool. It's just up to us as individuals to play with and feel out what our limitations are so we can adjust the movement accordingly and ultimately optimize it, based on our current capabilities. So with that being said, we're going to come into a narrow position with our feet and then drop our hips down. Now, in basically this narrow squat position, we're going to want to bring our heels to the floor or as close as possible. You'll notice that to stay comfortable in this position, I'm not quite getting my heels to the floor. However, that allows me to maintain great ankle dorsiflexion, which is something I need to work on, right? So that's the reason I can't quite get heels to the floor. I'm limited by my capacity with regards to ankle dorsiflexion. So I will use this tool to work through that. And over time, you better believe I'll be able to get my heels to the floor. How long that will take? Who can really say? But the idea is to continue to push against your limitations each time you do this or some other mobility, piece or movement. And over time, you'll get to deeper and deeper end ranges. So anyways, you're trying to get those heels to the floor or as close as possible, all right? And then from here, you shift forward, right? Shifting my hips forward, and ultimately, we're going to try to get our knees to the floor. Some of us won't be able to do that. So can I still play around with that kind of balance aspect of shifting weight while I'm on my toes and coming back to heels? Absolutely. Is the rep allowed to look like this? 100%. That's fair game. Now, as you're shifting forward and you're pointing the knees, go slowly. So if you're doing this over the course of, reps and sets, just start nice and easy, and then maybe in your second, third set, you're able to push a little further. But what you really want to focus on as you're getting going is finding this 0 point where weight is pushed down, you're feeling really sturdy, right? So if you go too fast, you're going to lose your balance or be more at a higher likelihood of losing your balance, and you want to try to avoid that. It's not to say you can't, right? You can always put your hands on the floor if you lose your balance, but you're trying to get to a place where you're not losing your balance, okay? So if that means stopping short of touching the floor to maintain a better, more sturdy position, that's great. But all we're going to do is push as far as we can. The idea being, and you'll see, right, there's a lot of balance here. The idea being that we're ultimately going to softly tap the knees to the floor and then rock back and get heels to the floor. All right, I'm going to do that once more so you can see it without deep explanation as I'm going through it. We're shifting, getting to a place where knees tap, and then pulling back, heels on the floor. Now you can recognize that I'm just a little bit away from actually doing that with great control, right? At that last, inch or two, knees fall to the floor. So I will continue to adjust accordingly so that I can ultimately get there with better control. But again, this is a template, a blueprint. We all get to adjust this based on our own end ranges. So if you're able to get there with control and potentially even start laying back, great. If you just have to do small pulses, that's totally fine. Recognize your end ranges and try to work past them slowly over time, and they will get extended and extended and extended. So anyways, I'll stop there. Have fun with this movement and have fun implementing it in your fitness practice.